This here following dysfunctional gaming program was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience. Number.
Hi, welcome back to another Dysfunctional Gaming's Talking D&D. I am Thundercat0420. Next to me is, you know him as the Mustache, GM Patch Nasty.
Hi, Mustache. Hi, everybody.
Mustache.
I feel as though we must ask you a few questions.
Are we?
No.
Are we saying the right words here? Mustache.
Mustache. Push broom
So,
on top of your upper lip.
how are you doing this week, buddy?
I'm good. How about yourself there, Thundies?
I'm good.
Have you played any D&D?
No, I have not played any D&D.
I played some D&D last night. It was
How-
interesting.
And what kind of character do you play?
I am a Gulok, which is a great old one warlock, like our lovely, lovely gnome Carlin. However, I'm a trash panda. Tomo the trash panda. I have a gun now, but I gave it away because I didn't think I would probably do a...
Isn't a trash panda a raccoon?
Oh, it's a red fox. I'm like an actual panda, but I eat trash.
You're the red panda. The what's it called,
Yeah.
panda? Oh, okay.
Fox.
No, not a fox.
They're foxes. They are foxes, though. If you look it up, they're not panda bears. It's the funniest thing
What
in
are
the
they?
world.
Yeah, what are they called though? They're there's like a
Red pandas.
whatever.
Red panda.
There's another name.
Red panda
I thought.
species.
Is that was just red panda?
Panda is. Yep, I'm slightly bigger than a cat.
That's what you play. Okay. I was like, is it a trash panda considered a raccoon? That's what I
I
thought
might as well
immediately.
be considered a raccoon. I sleep outside. I eat cheese and scraps. I have a bag of charcuterie.
What happened last night in your D&D game?
We fought some form of godlike dragon and saved an egg for a thunderbird. There was only one thunderbird, so I was a little upset there. There wasn't 5 of them. But I got my counterspell countered. I had a cantrip counterspelled, and I solved some riddles. There was riddles. I like riddles.
Solve some riddles.
It
Ooh,
was,
I don't have my light on.
We didn't have everybody there, so it was kind of like a one-shot. But it
Okay.
was still along the same stories. But you know, you make the most with what you have. I
See,
had fun.
the last time I played was with you and Berserker when we did that little.
Oh yes, the little offshoot.
Yeah, that was the last time I played or DM'd. When was the last time you DM'd?
When we got ghosted on Sundays.
Oh,
The last time I DM'd was Descent into Avernus, and you guys were leaving the Cult of the Dead, the Dungeon of the Dead 3, and you were about to start getting into plot stuff. And
right.
Poof.
Oh, my dog's barking out the window.
Hi, Stan. Mailman's there.
Oh, it must be a dog going. Oh, it's my neighbor's dog.
Fuck dog.
So,
What did we
yeah,
talk about
I
last
guess we should get into what we're going to talk about this week and what we talked about last week. Last week, we talked about the deck of many things.
Yay.
If you want to check in on that, you can check it out on anchor.fm. You can check it out on Spotify podcasts. You can also check it out on Apple Podcasts and some other podcasts as well, applications as well.
Ear potato stuff.
You can check it out on YouTube as well. We upload the video. It's a little bit shortened format. Doesn't have the 10-minute intro and doesn't have the commercial that we put in between for our break. So
No commercials. I'm in.
you can go right to YouTube and watch that. You might have ads if you don't have YouTube, whatever, Plus or Prime or Double or X2.
What's the 21st century? Who doesn't have an ad blocker by this point?
Ad-free YouTube number 17. I don't know what they.
I only pay for that once, and it's once every 4 years, so I don't have to look at political ads for
Is there
like
anything
6
that
months.
you want to talk about with the deck of many things?
If Fuzzrab is out there, which I don't think he is, I hope you used it. If anybody has anything extremely chaotic that's ever happened to them in a game they've played, please spam it in the chat because I like to read that shit because I love chaos, and the deck of many things is chaos incarnate. It's quite possibly like the beholder of items. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you know it's gonna be bad to a certain extent, or you're just gonna piss yourself off.
Yep.
That's all I got.
All
What are we
right.
talking about this week?
Sorry, we are talking about large combat
Hmm.
tips and
Like with big
techniques.
enemies?
Yeah, well, yeah, that could be considered a large combat. We're talking about armies and different, maybe more than 20 enemies at a time. It can bog down a game, and really the combat can slog and take hours to do. Some people really enjoy war and army and large combat because they enjoy the repetition, the action economy, trying to figure out best ways to do things. People like that stuff. But we're going to talk about ways to shorten that combat, make it less about the army and more about the party, or different tips to make it quicker, different techniques to talk
Subvert it.
about, exactly, subvert it or convert the large combat into a smaller combat that is within the large combat. You know what I mean?
Big.
Different ways to work large combat
Hold
into
large
the game.
combat and not have to have large combat, you know?
Exactly. So, I mean, first off, I think starting off is just like focusing on the party, and if there's a large combat going on behind it, use that as like scenery.
Yeah, that's typically what I do.
So, yeah, you run in, there's like a army of 400 battling another army of 600, so it's basically fairly matched. They are fighting behind you, and you run in to even the sides for the 400, and there's 18 to 20 or so in front of you. What do you guys do as a party? Like,
bingo.
that way the rest is going on around you. You don't need to talk about every person being using an attack, or all the different classes that might be in the said army, and kind of let the party have fun fighting, and it's not 14 hours of back and forth. What do you think?
So I watch a lot of entertainment medium. And I'll tell you what, some armies, like, fighting is fucking boring. I am not the person who likes to play Risk. I'm not the type of person who likes to spend combat is like 12 hours. I want to be Captain America. I want to be Iron Man. I want to be a fucking superhero. I want to take down the big bad evil guy. Give me a cool little montage of us mowing through the minions, and then have the battle scars after, and then have the dude show up. I like that. I've even done I typically, if I have something that's large combat, I have an end goal for the party that they need to get to, so I can kind of run it quicker and do it like a skills challenge. And if you fail, you take damage. There's
Right.
Yeah. Like, you guys
I
are trying to sneak around.
Yeah.
You rolled a 13. They saw you. They're going to shoot at you. I'm not going to roll. You're going to take probably average damage. Nothing that's going to be hurtful, but enough to make you use an action, use a bonus action to heal at the beginning of that fight against the big bad evil guy who's fresh.
Or
because you mowed down his minions.
That next turn when you're sneaking, you don't get to go as far because you don't get to use your extra movement because you had to use your action last turn. That kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, when I ran, I had to run a few large combats, but I didn't have to, I guess. I used them as backdrops to what was happening within your game. when you were playing as Puma, I think. At that first one, I
Oh
think it
yeah,
was
yeah,
Puma.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I also had a pretty large combat with the cult of forget what it was. It was a different cult. It wasn't the same cult of dragon. It was a different cult that was looking for the Bree's mom's weapon, Bree's grandmother's weapon.
It was, it was the
There-
whole big bad evil guy fight that you had, and I banished the bad person. I don't remember the name of that cult either, because I was like,
yeah, you banished the bad person, but they had a group of like 30, 40 of them that would have definitely overran you had you. But they decided to do a 2-on-2 battle. He had his cleric second in command with him, and they were like
Yep.
digging in the ruins. But that was a good combat. But I was thinking more on the one with the lizard folk as you were running away from the cult's
oh,
army.
Neritar.
Yeah, as they were pushing towards you guys, and you had to run into the mountain, and you used the secret path to get the whole lizard folk up into the mountain, and you just see these siege machines coming and trying to put ladders up to get to the cliff face that you guys were hiding on, and you guys stopped all that. But I used more of the urgency of the thing rather than running
Helm's Deep tactic.
yeah, running exactly. Rather than running a whole combat, I used the urgency and had you do a Helm's Deep, if you will, running back and retreating because you know you can't beat an army with 50 people, but you know that there's safety in the caverns because that's where the lizard folk planned to retreat if there was ever an issue. So that was how I kind of got around the whole attack action economy, make it boring and slog by making you guys think that it was more urgent and have you do like skills checks and attacks by just one at a time, and then this is what happens, and then you guys figure out what you want to do, and then this is what happens, and then instead of being like, oh, okay, 16 people shoot arrows at you, roll, miss, oh, hit, miss, it was they shoot arrows at you and you get hit with 4 damage, you get hit with 10 damage. All right.
You split.
Yeah. And then what do you guys want to do? How are you guys going to get into the next thing? Because there's people moving up those siege machines. What are you going to do?
That's a way to do it. I mean, I've seen, I noticed those like big combats, and I always like kind of sit back and see how people either want to like dive into it, and then kind of just go, okay, we'll do this for 4 hours, and then we'll all get tired, and we'll pick it up tomorrow, the next time, or how other people think of ways to get around it. Like, I kind of goofed last night, and I wanted to retcon a turn, but I didn't. Because I could have sent us all home because we're on a different plane, and I could have banished us away from this dragon, this Thunderbird, and Keyleth. And I went,
Keyleth?
fuck. Yeah, it's weird. We're in Whitestone. We're in Whitestone shortly after Scanlan leaves. Spoiler alert.
What?
So I'm
what the fuck?
I don't care. I'm a trash panda who got to meet Trinket.
Who's it running this? Oh my goodness. You guys are out of control. It's fucking turning into fucking Griff territory, isn't it?
No, because see, the best part.
Is it way past the Griff territory?
No, we haven't even gotten into me territory. He just goes with things, and I love it.
Okay. So he's a fun DM.
The best part is like he cast banishment, and like he played it as so Keyleth. Like, we only got like a minute. And I was like, it's not from here. It's gone forever. You need to learn your spells. And I just broke him. And I was like, that broke me, motherfucker.
Oh, you guys are crazy. I love it. So,
but we said something about armies. There is another form of large combat that people don't think is really large combat. Something that's higher than a 17 on a CR rating against a party of 5 is probably going to be a large combat, even if it's 1. Because that Tiamat fight...
At least a long combat.
That... It wasn't even, like, aspect and size, like the numbers, like hours. That is a large time to
Yep.
just be thinking about your next move.
Once again, keeping the urgency in the game, I think. Keeping the pedal pressed down and keeping the gas on the characters to keep them like just
pushing.
know kind of like, and you talked about it last week how you studied the deck of many things.
I had to. Like you remember the Demogorgon fight?
Yep.
I read that fucking stat block for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
This is too weak for my homebrew campaign. I'm boosting it. It's not gonna have 20-foot range. It's got like these giant 80-foot long tentacles. There's a fucking hut that has like 320 feet range. Fuck you. This is Demogorgon. What?
Yeah.
It could throw rocks. Yeah, I understand, love. Baba Yaga.
I was also thinking the same thing. I studied the Tiamat one pretty hardcore for a while, and it was funny because like at the end you were like, "Why didn't you do this?" I was like, "Oh, I planned on doing it. It was just I just didn't get to it. It was there, and I just didn't get to it. It was coming up, and Vandal. It was really Vandal's character that really kept me. Talionix really kept me from being able to do it.
It's seriously like it was the swashbuckler rogue not needing advantage.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, it was, and not being able to hit with any of my breath attacks, so I was trying to just do like attacks, like regular melee attacks on her, and it was just took me out of the flow of the action that I could get in. So, but I knew that you guys weren't leveled up high enough, but you had enough items and you had enough magic and you were smart. And well, there was a lot of things I gave you that helped, especially as like Barondir, Aesop.
I didn't punch that dragon once.
No, but I'm saying as Barondir Aesop, you had a bunch of extra shit that you shouldn't have, and I gave
level 2 monk.
Yeah, and I gave Dalamar a bunch of shit. So like, there was things that I was like,
Dalamar become Bahamut, and he didn't even need to. That was the best part.
That's good because that was like the.
That was your backup plan. That was your plan
that
B.
was a Deus Ex. Like it was like, get me out, fucking figure it
Deus
out, and
Ex
that's
Dalamar.
it. Yeah, exactly. So, but large combat in that aspect is true too, because it did slog, but it didn't feel like a slog, did it?
A little bit, because I knew what time it was, and I knew I had to work the next day.
Yeah,
and
at that point it was
because we're gonna kill this bitch.
Yeah. At that point, it was like I'm like, we could keep going or we could stop, but I don't think I want to stop right now. I think we're close. Like we're close. Let's do this.
Like, I remember running the kaiju fight, and I only had one thing to control, and I let you guys control the demon lords.
Yep.
I don't think that one kind of slogged, but I also gave you guys plenty of. I was like, here, I'm gonna do this later on. I'm not gonna tell you when, but you'll know. Read this.
Yep.
And I think I just handed you guys stat blocks. I gave you Baphomet. I gave Vandal, Yeenagu. I gave Steph, fucking Orcus. I gave Beth, Gratzt, and I had Demogorgon for myself because why wouldn't I? But yeah, I knew Demogorgon inside and out because I was gonna use it. Because why not? It's D&D. I used Demogorgon and Vecna. Give me tropes. But those were some kind of larger combats. Not size-wise, but just time-wise.
Like, I think as a player, when I played in your Tomb of Annihilation one, the sidestepping the goblin, it's like just because that would have turned the village that village would have turned into a combat with 30 of the goblins. Like that, like we would have gone in there and we would have just started. Yeah, we would have just. Well, that was a rough estimate, but like, yeah, we would have just got in there and started fighting goblins. So that would have taken an hour just to fight goblins that are 7 HP because there's so many of them. And we were at that point. Alston couldn't control the party.
Nope. You were also level 3.
Yeah, and also couldn't control the party. And we had Vree, who just liked didn't like goblins at all, I don't think, and because he was an elf. And then we also had was this Traben? Is Tabin? Tabin. We had Tabin, and
Tabin. Yep.
and Tabin was like ready just to kill anything that got near us. Yep. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna be some problems here.
But then you guys did fucking Indiana Jones shit and launched it 500 feet in the other direction because I was like, yeah, that sounds funny. This is written by Pendleton Ward. Why wouldn't that happen? I want to see this happen. Yeah, cut that rope. Okay, let me roll some dice here. All right. You see it. Because that's their escape route. I was like, someone make an insight check. You guys passed it. And I was like, that seems like it will fling it. Like, this will fling it away. And you guys did it. It was the funniest fucking part of that campaign
when you said to me, or you said out loud, like, the tree's bent. I'm like, how the hell is the tree bent? You're like, make an inside check. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
It was just like the way you said the tree was bent. I'm like, why the fuck would they bend a tree? Like, what the fuck?
Like I said, way back in so many episodes, the DMs will say little things that you need to pick up on, and you just go, why? And then you ask, and then I say, make a roll.
Yeah, and I've started putting those extra words into, like, if I write something, like if I'm writing I wrote my vampire thing, I based it all off of the Netflix Dracula. So if you watch the Netflix Dracula, where like the guy's living there and he doesn't know that he's slowly turning into an undead and he's being drained by Dracula, it's like, I was like, that's what he was doing to these people. And then he has his boxes with all of his undead like brides in them, and you guys went into the room and started opening boxes, and all the undead started coming out wearing their own clothing. I'm like, this is like the best way to like really just give you the little words to make the combat or the
like
players.
If you ever run Ravenloft, read some of the books before you do, like, because they're real good.
And I try to do my research, like, on, if we're going to the astral plane, I'll go read a lot about like what people have done in the astral plane, different like campaigns and / modules that might be in base there, and see what people do, and like little bonuses and stuff, just to see how to push through that. And when I read that you had to use your intelligence to like move across the astral plane, I was like, this is fucking amazing. Good luck, guys.
As soon as you said we're going to the astral plane, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the fastest one, and I'm a fucking turtle. Yeah, I'm about
turtle.
Yeah. When I do like little like side adventures like that, I always think about like tone, like setting tone as a DM. Like Tomb of Annihilation had that heavy fucking the world is gonna die. If you like, people will die. You won't be able to come back. Gravitas to it, but when you kind of get into some of the weird shit, like Sebulba, the marketplace man who put smile on face. No, you pay this much money. Or a bent tree that flung about 22 goblins 500 feet into the fucking jungle. You know, for us giants who are stuck in jungle, it's really hot. We don't like this. There are some little weird things that make the players laugh. It kind of brightens it up a little bit. It's like Blinksies in Ravenloft. If you've never played Ravenloft, it's no fun if it's no Blinksies. The little finger puppets and the weird toys. I hated that as me because it's fucking creepy as shit. But as a player, I was like, fucking, this makes this all not suck just a little bit less.
Right. I was gonna say, like when I put the "I'm hungry, feed me" on the roper, just a little bit extra.
Like, this is a roper, and I know how terrible these are. And then you throw that on it. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm intrigued. Let's just stay about 65 feet away and ask some questions to this thing.
What's that line for waiting? The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
Is that little bit? Ah, shut up,
That's
David
like,
Ketchum.
but really D&D. Like as a DM, like if you wanna,
Emphasis.
if yeah, emphasis exactly on the right
Mhm.
syllables.
Exactly. Getting merds mixed up.
Yes. Fucking Poe Buddy's nerfed, right?
Oh, buddies. Did you just have a stroke, Pam? Are you okay? Sorry.
Mamp? What?
Ma'am? Safe drively.
Uh, swear to
Let's just keep
swear to
quoting the
drunk I'm
office.
not God.
Bartender, I don't want to feel myself tomorrow.
So
Uh,
moving on,
to the subject that we were talking about before we
yeah,
got distracted.
we're large combat. That's right. We were talking about
Yeah.
big things, high CR fights that could feel like a large combat. Now what if you wanted to actually do this large combat? What would your process be? If you
Do
were
large
going
combat?
to do a large combat, how, like, what would your process be? I know you don't want to, I know you don't like it, but that's why I'm asking.
To really convince my players that this is a bad idea and we shouldn't do army tactics, and then they'll say yes, we should, and then I'll go, okay, let me go ahead and we'll take a week and we'll come back to it, and I'll do a whole bunch of math and trying to figure out the law of averages, and then figure out, like, my issue is I like math. I like math a lot, and then when you throw large combat into that, that's more math. That's why I don't like large combat, because then it brings out the more math in me and wants me to do more math. I like math, but enough.
Enough
What I'd
math.
probably do is I'd give armies like a base like +7 to plus or to a +10 to hit. They would do 4d6 plus whatever this, and it would be spread across the group. If they are leading an army, they will take a percentage of it, depending on how many people they have with them. And if it's just the party and they're going against an army, I'd be like, well, someone fireball it, please. Just throw
What
a couple
about
fireballs.
now? What if they were like generals or of like their groups? The druid with the druids.
I would slyly have them retreat when shit starts to turn on the, like, once the army starts to get bloody, the general takes off. That's the bloodied faction, because that's the fight or flight preservation, and they're
Okay.
gonna flight,
Now,
and then they're gonna.
what
Go
if
ahead.
what if the PCs were the generals for their army?
Let's be another bonus to the army. You would be
Okay.
controlling the army. You would roll a little bit higher of a bonus.
Okay, so okay.
It would just be it would be average damage across. It wouldn't be fun. It would be playing Risk with D&D numbers. That's all it would be.
Yeah, when I ran the dragon fight, the
Oh.
dragon wars.
The
when
thing
you
where
were-
I meteor swarmed, did a couple things, and I was out.
Yeah, when you were level 20 and you were like, I'm out of here with Wish, bye. I'm out of here with, what was Dimension Door, right? Was that what it was?
Yes,
Or
I cast
teleport,
Dimension
or
Door on
teleport.
me and my dragon. We go to Bill's house. I know Bill, and this is where I've got a backup scroll.
Yep.
Okay, sure. All right, this worked. I'll let everybody else have their turns, and I waited for initiative.
I had written down like a bunch of different numbers. I did all of the red dragons, the gold dragons, everything. I wrote them all down, and I tried to keep it as fast as possible, but at the same time I wanted it to be descriptive. So
You got the descriptive part.
I definitely made like a lot of the stuff beforehand happen, and then I let you guys kind of turn the tides, I would, if you will, of the battle. And so to make the history of our game, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. And
I absolutely loved it, and then you said it was gonna be big combat, and I went, fuck.
But it really wasn't.
I'm a level 20 wizard with a dragon. Okay, let's see what we can do. What can I get away with?
It was big combat, but it was dragons and it was one army versus dragons. Just a whole bunch of dragons.
I remember I got down to it. Yeah, just have the wizards do whatever they're gonna do. I don't give a shit what they do. I'm doing this. This is what I want to do. I'm the smart one out of all these dummies. Let's go. Me and my insurance policy.
All right, so
Best name for
a good band
best
name.
name for a wizard sword. the Defender Longsword insurance policy. It's always on the AC unless it's in my hands, and it's never in my hands because I have a stick.
Let's say the dancing sword would be a good one too. Watch my back.
Yeah, well, I thought about it, and I went. Realistically, I'd have to get up in things' faces, and I went, "Fuck that! I'm a wizard. I'm a glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon on a dragon, but I'm still a glass cannon on a big fucking dragon."
True.
A wish spell, though. Chickens.
Chickens. Yep. That's a good way to destroy a large combat.
Yep.
As a player.
That's good way to destroy anything is with a wish spell.
Yep.
And a DM. And a DM who goes, okay. I'll see you next week.
What else can we talk about when it comes to large combat?
Write shit down. Honestly, if you have a scratch pad, have two scratch pads. Have a scratch pad that has the numbers of your minions and their HP, and then have a separate card that you don't ever touch. That is what it says. Like if you have an army of goblins, you have one goblin stat block, and then all the other goblins on another separate piece of paper. So you can go, okay, that one's dead, that one's dead, that one's dead, that one's dead. Okay, the goblins are all dead. Flip the card over. I don't have to run the goblins anymore. Thank you, party. Deal with the bugbears. Those have more things to do. Stop fucking about with these things.
Stop fucking with the minions.
Why are these bugbears are dying with one hit? Because they're fucking minions. There's a goddamn dragon over there. What do you think?
All right, let's see.
That's a good way to do a large combat. Honestly, give them minion numbers. Give them like 12 HP, which is just enough to have maybe 2 actions if you get bad damage. And then the party will start to be like, shit, we're mowing this down. We shouldn't be here. This seems like it's above our pay grade.
It's gonna keep
below our pay grade.
Yeah, it's below their pay grade, but they're just gonna keep coming. Which actually kind of makes me think of the Pink Feather Island thing I did.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was like, out.
It was large. That's considered large combat.
Mm-hmm.
I had you guys do a bunch of fighting, and there was just overwhelming numbers that just would keep coming closer and closer every round. So you guys had to kind of like run sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they would have just kept coming.
Yep. That's the that's when you find out if your players are smart, if they know when to run. There are times like, if it suits the story, have 5 dragons attack your city.
You need to know when to run.
Yep.
Need to know.
Because sometimes if you don't run, they might knock one of your party down and capture them. And that's completely on the DM going, why can't I do that? I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that. I just did that. What's up? I touched the gnome and then it disappears. We're both gone. You don't know where we went because we went 500 feet that way.
And now my dragons are going to keep attacking. Now you should run away.
Mm-hmm. Now you should run away. Should have ran away.
Should run away, right? Yeah, you should have ran away 2 rounds ago, but no, you didn't.
Yep.
So that's why the wizard showed up and said, I'm taking you with me.
Aya.
Give me an intelligence saving throw with disadvantage. Oh, bye-bye.
Oh. You are now in a maze. You are surrounded by walls. What? Yep.
Why do I have to do an intelligence saving throw? And why is it with disadvantage? Well, first off, you don't see him. He's behind you. Secondly, he's touching you and you're disappearing.
You don't know what's going on right now. This might not be a person.
There's a way to get fucking large combat in and not do it. Just have them run away eventually.
Uh-huh. They wake up to the sounds of crackling fire and smashing swords. What do you do? I would like to assess the situation from my window. The city is burning. You see an army stroked in blue and yellow colors, with torches by your tavern. What you doing? And then I turn turn a little hourglass or a little sand dial from a Scrabble game behind the DM screen and go. You start to smell smoke if no one answers. After about 35 to 25 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
DMs. One moment between you, me, and Thundercat. If you are a DM and you don't own a small little time turning ability thingy that your players won't notice that when you turn your hand, because they'll certainly see you set a timer on your phone.
That's called an hourglass.
Wait, see, sometimes they're not an hour.
Yeah, it's a sand dial. No, well, not a sand. Yeah, a sand dial, right?
Not to be confused with a Totodile, which is a Pokemon.
Or a sundial.
A sundial is something completely different.
But does also tell time.
It does, but with the sun.
It's what's it called? It's not an hourglass. It's a
sand clock.
Sand clock. Come on, chat, help us out.
They say hourglass, 15-minute sauna room, glass timer, sand clock.
Sand timer.
Sand timer. All right, sand clock, glass
Sandusky,
timer.
Ohio.
Clock. I'm gonna call it a sand clock. I like that word. Sand clock.
All right.
Fuck your hourglass. I'm getting my sand clock. What are you, fancy?
I got a nice one. I have a 3, a 5. Was it a 3, a 5, and a 7 minute?
Yeah, that thing is dope. That thing is like, I just move that over slightly and then I just turn it with my left hand. I'm like, okay. And I just peek every now and then.
Yeah, I like also having the iPad in front of me because I could be like, oh, there's the time right there, 7:26. Okay. And I just like, wait, look back down, 7:28. All right. What are you guys doing? Oh, all right. This is what you see now.
Turn your watch on vibrate and just have the timer like right there and just tap 1 minute. Yep. And just go, okay.
That's a good way to make them hurry up.
That's a good way to turn up pressure.
Yeah, figure out if they want to fight or flight with an army. Is there like, you think there's any new ways we could do something like this?
I mean, I like the advanced skills challenge. I really haven't seen a lot of people do that. Like, if you fail, you take damage, or you are impeded in some way, rather than just you need to get this and this many, and then that'll determine the deciding outcome for the combat. I like you're escaping. You've stolen the idol from the weighted pressure plate, and it still goes. You make an athletics check. You dip and duck and dodge and dive, but you miss as you take one of the arrows from a trap. In the thigh, you take 3 points of 3 points of piercing damage. What? Could you make a dexterity saving throw? Okay, you jump across the 3 pits unimpeded. As you exit the temple, you see this large group of tribal nomads carrying blowguns and spears as you are holding this idol. What do? If you did not answer, run through the jungle and yell, "Start the plane." It's the wrong answer. But that's a good way to turn like a large combat into a get out of town. Like, you've done what you've accomplished. Let's leave. We're done here.
Got you.
I mean, most people, if you're if you're secure enough to run a large combat, just honestly roll all of the initiatives. If you're really that secure running a 30 plus combat, group your initiatives and make them all do something. That will truly test you as a DM. Having 30 plus bad guys and then having the players, because that's a
I've
large combat.
I've done it. That was the
It
cult.
sucks.
That was the cult one in the ruin.
It sucks. It's not fun. I'm not a big fan of it.
It's not fun from a DM's perspective, but knowing that you're going to probably give your party your PCs like a really good run for their money, because it's going to be a hefty combat and it's going to put them through the ringer.
And they'll
they'll
know
see
all of their abilities. It's
Yeah.
a test. It's a test on you as a DM to see if you can deal with the DM slag sometimes of running a large combat. And also with your players, can they tolerate a long combat or a large combat? Because if you throw that one of them, some players like me will go, I never want to fucking do that again. Let's try and do shit stealthily.
True.
Let's not
that
try
might
to do that.
change. That might change how they want to approach
That
more.
might change play styles.
Yep.
Like, completely.
Exactly. I was even thinking the whole like changing it into a split up combat where you fight a few things and then another room, almost a dungeon style. There's another few things, and then the next room there's another few things, and then you're like, yeah, you just went through 30 baddies, but you had breaks in between. Yeah. And that's still kind of a large combat if you think about it, but it's split up.
Now, would you let them rest in between, or if they tried, would the other ones kind of break through the door?
If they tried, they'd have to fight again.
Yeah,
they'd lose I'd let them sit for like 20 minutes and then be like, oh no, and so they'd be like, oh fuck, what a waste.
We could have been done with this.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I personally, as a player and as a DM, don't like to run larger combats. I don't like to be a part of them. It's something I try to stay away from. And if I'm a part of it, I'll make the most of it until I can kind of look at the DM and see if they're starting to get the slack. And then they start to see my way of thinking, and maybe turning Tiamat into chickens is a good idea.
I didn't turn Tiamat into a chicken.
No, I did.
You didn't.
I turned dragons into chickens.
You turned all the evil dragons into chickens.
She wasn't a dragon.
And she wasn't a dragon, so she disappeared. Because you wish, and words matter in wish.
Yep, it sure did. And I was like, well, I don't want to deal with this. I'm done. Bah. The wizard, who was so smart, didn't even realize that Tiamat wasn't a dragon. Blomp, blomp.
I think having the know-how to do it is important as a DM. It can push the party to learn each other as a group. I think doing it once, maybe early in the campaign, having a large combat, level 3, like level 5.
3. Yeah.
Maybe level 5 when they get their extra attacks. Like when they get their, they already have their subclasses. They have a little bit more from, they get their ability score increase or feat if they have a cool DM.
I want to put that on a hat.
I know, it should be our talking D&D shirt.
Yep, ability score increase or a feat.
Level 4.
That's on the front. It says level 4.
Or we'll say level 4, whatever. Like, what is it? 8, 9, whatever. Level 12,
yeah.
16.
4, 8, 12, whatever. I'm a fighter. I forget them all now.
Yeah.
They all blend together. 4, 6, 8, 12, 10, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think I think that's a good way to kind of change it up. But you need to give them. You need to do it once as a new DM at least. Learn it.
Mhm.
Get used to doing it. If you're a seasoned DM and it's a new party, they need cohesiveness.
Do it.
You need to
Mhm.
do it. Once, at least once in the game, have a large combat, and then your big bad should be a large combat.
Cause see, there was something I did. I like to throw like a kind of a mix of minions and then my homebrew bad guy in the back just to see. Because if they start to turn the tides, I'll do something with my bad guy and see
Well, and
what
that's a
happens.
large, yeah, and that's a large combat.
Well, I mean, I could get away with like 4 people, depending on what I have as its backup.
And then you have the big bad. That's what I'm saying. Like it's still,
Yeah, the big.
still
Well, I mean, the big.
he's
bad
still
could just
show.
be
They're still
just
they're
a
still
wizard.
showing up. They're
Yep.
still showing up eventually, and that would make the combat longer and larger. Yeah, I think doing it once is important. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but it's good for building cohesiveness in your party, and it's good at figuring out how they play together for your table, and how your game is going to go in the future. I think early in the game, early in the campaign, maybe give them something that kind of tests them and see what happens.
I'm good.
For the audio listeners, it looked like Patch was having some burping issues, maybe?
Yeah, that would be a Michael Bublé. That would be a raspberry
Oh,
Bublé.
a Buble.
Raspberry Bublé.
Jeez. All right, the artist formerly known as Patch.
Yes, the mustache formerly known as Patch.
Jeez.
Fucking broke me. I'm sorry.
All right, so we talked about our past experiences. We've talked about tips and techniques, quicker combat, and even some news things that we might be able to throw in there for ourselves. Do we want to add something else to the podcast?
Like?
I don't know, before we move on to the
Oh, to our closing? I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I got an idea for it. Let's give me a like the captain, big bad evil guy, like the boss, and give me 3 lieutenants, like what they are, not stats, like just like if you're gonna have, let's say,
All right,
I'll
we'll
give you a
talk.
big bad evil guy.
We're gonna do a vampire lord,
Okay.
like a vampire lord, like a
Strahd.
Yeah, Strahd-ish.
Okay,
and
so let's just say Strahd.
and then his 4 lackeys. Is that what you said? 4?
I said 3.
All
Give me
right, 3 lackeys. 3
Strahd's a
lackeys.
yeah,
It will
so,
be. It will be a It will be a steed, so he'll have a horse,
he'll have the nightmare. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
and then he'll have a lich. But it's not
You're
one of the
mean.
bad ones. Not one of it's like the smaller ones. The what are they called?
There's no smaller lich.
Yeah,
There's,
no, there is. There's not
lich,
no.
There's lich. There's demi lich, and there's arch lich. They're
yeah.
all
So
bad.
lich. So lich.
Yeah, lich
And
is still bad.
Yes, and his bride. So his bride would just be a regular vampire.
Just a regular vampire, like she wouldn't be
Yeah.
like a cleric or anything.
No, I don't think he needs that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a sound. That's a sound Lauren combat. I just heard. I'm thinking of that. Like that would suck as a player.
I feel like it would be one of those, like, you'd walk into his castle, or while he was his bedroom that he's like in, and he's like writing on a desk, and there's his bride's just like standing like next to him holding like a drink or something for him.
Mhm.
And she looks over and sees you and your party come in the door, and she starts talking, and as she's talking, you hear a creak from behind you on the long hallway, and you just see the lich approaching, glowing in his eyes. So now
I
you're
don't like it.
now you're flanked on each side by the bride, and then the lich on the other, and Strahd is overwatching it.
All right. I just thought of the one. My big bad evil will be an Ublex.
Now, okay.
His lieutenant is gonna be an Illithid. And he's got 2 lieutenants that are just civilians. I'm going totally straight invasion of the body snatchers. Like, these are just patsies to get people into the town. The Ublex is the rest of the town, and the Illithid is the one who's
controlling the civilians.
Mm-hmm. It's
Or you two go out and bring us some more bring us some more mines.
we are hungry. We need more minds to feed on and more memories to live off of.
You got it, boss.
You got it, boss. I'll be right back with some more mines. I don't know why I went straight up Rocco on that, but sure.
Cool, I like it. That's pretty good.
It's like straight horror movie shit. Like, you have this evil thing that's working with this other evil thing, and you have these 2 idiots who are being controlled. It's Bulk and Skull. They're Bulk and Skull. That's who they are. These 2 patsies, they're named Bulk and Skull. They're civilians who are just dumb. There we go. I feel good. Got my Power Rangers reference.
I was thinking Goonies.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I'm gonna go Bulk and Skull. I really want to go Bulk and Skull.
The brothers that just.
Because I don't even think the party would foil these guys. I think the Goonies would fucking foil them. Like, they would just blunder up the plan. Like, the party's just there and they watch it just all explode on it, and they didn't even do anything. They just walked in. Oh, now you have to fight the Ublex and these 2 idiots and the Illithid. But yeah, I like that horror style. Like, 2 evil things, and then the other evil things are normal. They're just dumb or psychotic. Boston scored. A long pause and a long beard stroke. What are you thinking of, Thundercat?
I was trying to think of other ways. I was trying to think of other ways I could have Strahd and his bride and Lich come after the party. Moving on. Let's get into what we're going to talk about. There's actually an important announcement. We might want to
wait. I have another one. I have one more.
Okay.
A wizard and his 3 simulacrums. Like, 3 copies of himself.
They're all him. It's the Pumat soul effect.
Yes. Yes, it is the Michael Keaton multiplicity effect.
Okay, I'm down. I like it. They're all simulacrums of the first one, but they all have different personalities. They all got the different personalities from him, though. So it's like
you got the angry one. Yeah. You got the silly one. You got the really, really. I don't think we should be doing this, guys.
They end up being the Ninja Turtles, basically.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
The angry one, the fun one, the safe one, and the leader.
Well, Multiplicity had the dumb one, but I don't think we should have a dumb wizard, because that just sounds like a bad
one. It wouldn't be the dumb one. Yeah, it would be like the silly one.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be dumb. It'd just be goofy.
Goofy. Eccentric, if you will.
Eccentric. No, that's not the right word.
That's a word. It is a word.
It is a word, not the right one.
It is a word.
Okay. I like it.
You have an announcement. I'm sorry.
We have an announcement.
We have an announcement. We are
Dysfunctional
announcing
gaming.
Things. That announcement.
Yes. Dysfunctional Gaming has an announcement.
Totally no.
Do you know what it is?
Yes. I'm just waiting for you to make sure that I know. Yeah. Of course I know what we're talking about.
Yes, I'm just waiting for you to talk about it so that I would say, yes, that is
I
it.
ruin the surprise.
I want to make sure that I agree with everything you say about what it is.
I'm reading the itinerary. I got it. We're not streaming on Wednesdays. That's what's happening.
Yes,
right?
we are not streaming on
Okay,
Wednesdays
good.
anymore. There is no more first-person run-and-gun shooting on Wednesdays. But there's no streams on Fridays either until October.
What's in October other than pumpkin spice?
That's been out for like a month.
Yeah, I know.
In October 1st, our Fridays will be coming back. But we'll be coming back with a Dungeons and Dragons live stream.
But who's gonna DM Thundercat?
Chickadee pow pow, says the Gilded Prince.
What's up, CM?
Vandal Zero, our boy band member and good friend.
What?
Isn't that what dysfunctional gaming is?
I didn't realize we were a boy band. I wouldn't be singing like fucking Randy Newman.
There's 5 of us. You have a mustache. I'm the beard. We have the baby face. We got the guy with the ponytail.
That means I'm the fat one.
No, you're the mustache.
No, I like this idea.
You're
Yeah,
the
I know, but
mustache.
normally okay, anyway. Yeah, Rod Farber had a mustache.
So that doesn't make him the fat one.
Yeah.
He just was.
I don't know. Anyway, Vandal's the DM.
Vandal Zero is going to be our DM. It is going to be the War for Garaxia. It will be starting October 1st. It will be going live around between 8:30 and 9 p.m. every Friday, unless otherwise noted. If you want to stay up to date with updates and information, we can join our Discord and see those updates. But yes, we will be starting a live D&D stream right here on this channel, Dysfunctional Gaming TTV on Twitch, October 1st.
Who's gonna be the players, Thundercat?
You don't know?
I certainly hope I do, because I'm one of them.
GM Patch Nasty is going to be playing. His gorgeous fiance, Your Problem Now.
Yes,
also
on
known
Twitter.
on
With a
Twitter,
0.
also known as Beth, will be playing. We have our good friend Dysfunctional Dad playing. Myself,
Babyface.
yes, the babyface. Myself, Thundercat 0420 would be also playing, and we have a special guest that will be playing with us every Friday, who is not in the ponytail. No, babyface is Disto.
Well, yes. Okay.
Disto's not. Yeah, no, the ponytail is DD. And we have a special friend that is going to be playing with us, not part of the Dysfunctional Gaming team, but he is Ossitator. You can check him out. There's the link right there. A great Twitch streamer and a good friend of ours. He's going to be playing in his first ever D&D game, along with Dysfunctional Dad, who's going to be playing in his first ever D&D game. So hopefully,
it'll be the first time ever DMing for Vandal as well.
yes. So hopefully we can have a good turnout where we will not be responding to chat on these days when we stream, but we can talk more about that as the days get closer. We just wanted to announce that today, that we have a great
You should buy a cabbie hat. Why don't you have a cabbie hat?
we have a great show coming up, live stream here, the War for Garaxia. Saturday night.
Can I say what I'm playing?
No, Saturday night we have team night still.
Oh.
And then Monday night we're doing don't tell anyone yet.
Aww.
And Monday night we have survival night. Survival night, we are still doing Green Hell. DD and myself played last night. We started building another shelter further along, and he jumped down the waterfall and got lost, and then he's had to run around. He got bit by like 6 snakes. He's really nursing himself back to health, but it's taken a while, so we had to stop. And we're gonna have to clean him up next time on Monday night. So come check us out playing survival games Monday night on this channel right here. That's around 9:30. What are you doing this week, Patch? When do you stream next?
So tomorrow I'm taking a day off of Twitch, as most of Twitch, as I know, is taking a day off because of hate raids. So I will stand solidly. If I'm about, I will be on the Discord. I might play some retro and not stream it. It's been kind of nice not talking and playing video games. But Friday night, I'm coming back. We're going hard. We're at 41 home runs for dingers for dollars, trying to change kids' health. Exclamation mark extra life if you want to donate, or just share the link with anyone you know who's got money, because your friends got money, and if their friends ain't got money, their friends got money, and their friends got money. Kids can't wait. Change kids' health. Right now I'm at 41 home runs, so that's 41 of my hard-earned dollars going to kids in Barbara Bush Children's Hospital. And then we have 2 more of those until I actually have to pony up. And if we hit 500 before the 15th, which is 2 more Wednesdays away, the members of the dysfunctional Discord,
$145 away.
$145 away. Thank you. And I'm already covering 41 of that so far, and that number will continue to grow. So if
$104 away.
Yes, but I have to first continue to hit buttons. If you guys can do this, I'll add on to our $1,000 goals. But Saturday, I'm actually not going to be streaming as well. Me and the fiance will be going to Canopy Lake Park. Just the 2 of us. Yeah.
Nice.
Date day. Sunday, I'll be back. We're going to play some more Arkham Knight. Batman. I'm the Knight. I'm Batman. Twitch.tv/GMPatchNasty. Mustache. Your turn.
Okay. I'm Thundercat0420. I might stream tomorrow because it's my only day that I can stream, and I'm thinking about maybe doing it on YouTube. I don't know yet.
Honestly, man, think about it this way.
I can stop the hate raid on Twitch, and I don't have to stream on Twitch, right? That's what the issue is, right? Twitch is not stopping the hate raid, so we're standing in solidarity with Twitch. Fuck you guys, Twitch.
Exactly.
So if I stream on YouTube,
you take away one of their days, they're really gonna notice.
Right, but I
That's
don't.
my issue. I have it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I might definitely
go for longer.
I'll probably gonna stream on Friday night. I got a new game I want to play.
What's it called? What new game?
Windbound.
Ooh.
It's kind of a survival-ish game with the story, but it's like it's just a pretty game. It's like drawn well. It's kind of, looks good. That's going to be the next one I do.
Some spoopy games.
I just finished Road 96, and I will be uploading. It's really good. It's just I think there's an issue with them saying that there's so many options.
There is.
They said there's over 146,000 options or something like that, and like all of the options are different, yes, but they all return to the same answer at the end.
Oh, you got Telltale.
Yeah, it's Telltale. Exactly. Yeah. It's a Telltale type game. But it's fine because I really like the story and I like the NPCs and I like the music. So I played it twice and I got all 100% on all of the NPCs. So it was cool to see all the different episodes and sessions and stuff that I got to play. That was fun. But I am uploading the second episode to YouTube tonight on Dysfunctional Gaming. So in about 7 minutes, that's going to be live, ready to go.
Hey.
And then I'll be back streaming on Sunday night, probably. If you don't see me tomorrow on YouTube or possibly on Twitch. I don't know, because it's my only day off. It's really the only time I can stream a long stream.
Honestly, man, so the way I'm looking at it is like I'm not gonna stream, but I'm still gonna show support for people who are streaming, and that way, people who come into chat and who want to be a fucking bully and say, "Why are you streaming?" Da, 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 da. Like, dude, they're making a fucking choice. They're making the choice that saying, "Oh, Twitch is gonna, they're gonna learn after a day. Everyone's gonna take a day off." I get it. It makes a point, but they're not gonna see it. They're not gonna see one day's lost on revenue.
Maybe I'll think about it. I don't know yet. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, leaning more not streaming. But who knows? We'll see.
Who knows?
I forgot. I thought today was the day that was the not streaming, and I was like, I can't.
Nope. Tomorrow.
I can't not do talking D&D. That was the only thing I thought of. Was like, I need to do talking D&D because it's a podcast before it's a stream.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could have just recorded it, but it's
just easier to record it this way, I think.
Exactly.
I don't have to download it until next week.
Where can we find you? Possibly tomorrow or
Thundercat 0420. Yes, that's the numbers. Thundercat 0420 on all platforms.
Lucky.
Yep, all platforms. Cool. We'll see you next week for Talking D&D, where we're going to talk about choosing a weapon as a player.
Weapons in you.
What weapon suits you as your character, or what weapon suits you as a player?
What weapon do you want to min-max with, or what weapon do you want to tell a story with? That's the way I do it.
What weapon do you want to grab when there's a bunch of armor and weapons laying around, or you killed someone?
Well,
do you want to pick up?
Wizard. I'm gonna cast Fist.
I want to pick up that scimitar. Nope. I want to use a rapier. Why? Why do you want to do that? Let's talk about it.
Because you have higher dex than your strength. I mean,
yeah.
You have to wait till next week to hear that.
Yeah. Beep. I'm gonna beep that out.
Yeah. Okay. Please do, because that's gonna be great.
That would be funny, right? Okay, I'll have to remember that. I'm gonna write it down. Hopefully, I'll remember to listen to the whole episode next week.
It's towards the end of it. Just remember that.
All right. So, without further ado, we should find who we're going. We're gonna find who we're gonna.
Someone.
Okay, who do you got?
Someone. Let's go to Seasoning Applesauce. He's good people. He's got a sexy voice like Wendy, and he wears cat ears.
All right, put him in the chat.
Everybody, I will.
You can do this.
Why did we shout me out? Because you're a wonderful DM, Vandal. I really wanted to shout you out. You gonna fight Randy? You gonna throw bones? What's up? I got karate chop action. You just push the button on my back. What's up? Anyway.
Thank you to our moderators. The whole team's here.
Thank you very much, moderators. Vandal. Oh, I dropped my stuff. I'm yelling at Vandal and I'm typing his name.
Because you're gonna DM for us. That's why.
So.
Good turnout.
Thundercat
7.
said some things. So I guess the dysfunctional gamers are now boy bands. So without further ado, you are my fire, the one desire. Believe when Randy says, I want it Randy's way, but we did 2 movies apart without Buzz and Woody. I lost track of the lyrics. That's why I want it that way. Thundercat, tell me why.
Why?
Ain't nothing but a headache. Thundercat, tell me why.
Why?
Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never wanna hear you say you want it Randy's way. Am I your fire, your one desire? Yes, I know it's too late, But Randy's saying goodbye now. Bye.